Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about 5 essential beauty products from Dior to do a full face. We're doing a full look here with 5 products. I think it's fun to look at one specific brand and a handful of products that can carry us through a whole season. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. Today feels like a very fall weather day. It's a little bit gray, a little bit gloomy, and I thought we could get cozy and just do a beautiful look with Dior here. But the first item I'm using is the palette, and this is the 5 Couleurs Couture called Jungle. I think sadly this one here has been discontinued because they recently did a reformulation, a reinvention of these palettes here, and this one I think is harder to find, but there's another one available that has the khaki green because I'm sort of in a green mood here. There's one called Khaki that's available now. So I think if you're looking for those green hues for fall, Khaki might be for you. If you have Jungle, great, go ahead and use that. So this is the palette swatched right here. I think I am going to go into a little bit of the darker colors and create something with more of the brown. This is actually a green here. It's a dark green, and this yellow here mixed together will be very pretty. Now, if you don't have the Jungle palette and you don't already own the Khaki palette, you may in fact own something in your collection. You don't have to go out and buy something new. If you want to, you can, but personally, I've sort of been in the mood where if I get an email from a brand saying, hey, this item is back in stock, I just delete it. I'm just like, no, it wasn't meant to be. So anyway, I'm going to start by going into the center color here, this brown, and this one here is quite matte. Yeah, it's like a soft matte. I'm just tapping off the excess on a tissue here. And I'm going to try my best not to go too overboard with this, but time will tell. As we were speaking, I had a complete change of heart, so I'm going into a different brush, and I'm going into this brown here, but I'm using a flat brush here. Everything that I'm using, everything that I'm wearing, all the brushes, they're all listed down below, so go ahead and check them out if you're wondering what I'm, doing here. And this brown here, it is matte, but it's like a soft matte. It's not dry. It almost has a soft velvet finish. So I am going to go ahead and place this all over the lid here. I'm doing the exact same to the other eye here. I'm being pretty liberal, so I think we're going to use this brown first, and then I will use that super dark, very matte, dark olive green in the crease, and then the yellow shade I'll place in the inner corner here. Maybe I shouldn't have put some of that brown in the inner part of the eye, but it's already done. It's okay. We'll just mix all the colors together. It'll be, I think, sort of a smoky, khaki olive eye look for fall. Very pretty. I've been in the habit of just knocking excess eyeshadows on a tissue because I get a lot of complaints whenever I do tap, tap, tap on the brush here. I think headphone wearers get migraines, so I'm trying to tap on a tissue instead. Now I'm going into a blending brush like this. I'm just going to blend this out a little bit. I have a face powder here. This is the Backstage Powder No Powder in the shade 3. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the crease here because you can in fact use your face powder as eyeshadow. Why not? It's because this palette here doesn't have a light matte transition shade like you have like this pearlescent color, but I don't want to use that in the crease here. So I'm just using my face powder in the crease, and this is just going to help blend this dark brown so that it just, blends more seamlessly. Now going into this one here, this is the super matte dark khaki olive color. So this one here is very matte. It's not as silky or satiny. Well, this one isn't very satiny, but you know what I mean. It's incredibly matte. So I'm placing this in the outer corner here. And I am going to bring it up a little bit because I have hooded eyes. And so you can't really see much color when I'm just sitting like this. So we're just going to bring it up a little higher and we will keep it in the corner here. I am not bringing it all the way around. I repeat, I am not doing that. Placing it here. And you could do like a cat eye shape here if you wanted to. You could keep it rounded, whatever you feel like. But then you go in with a clean blending brush and you hold it by the bottom like this, so it's very light. You're adding very light pressure and you're just sort of blending it out. Now, if you want it to be more intense and more dramatic, don't blend it out. But the reason we're using two brushes is that this controls how intense and how dark this look gets. And at this point, you can just keep going back and forth, adding more of this dark color and blending it out. And it's really up to you how intense this look gets. You could stop here. You can keep going. I'm going to edit this part here, but it probably took me more than like 30 seconds. Because sometimes people in the comments are like, wow, like it's so quick, like you do it so easily. And I do have a lot of experience, so a lot of it is just sort of like muscle memory. But I also do edit out a lot because it just gets kind of boring to see someone doing the same thing for like several minutes. So if you're taking a lot longer than like the 30 seconds for like the eye segment, don't worry. I also take longer. This is sort of half cooked, you know, it's sort of like looking at raw cake batter. It's not cute right away. Let's dip into the brown here with a pencil brush, and we're going to trace some of this on the bottom lashes, and I'm going to mix the brown and probably some of that matte olive color here because I want there to be a connection with what's going on top of the eye and on the bottom as well. So because I've been dipping into the palette, I just went into the dark green here and then dipping on a tissue, I'm really not seeing any fallout. I don't remember if this palette had fallout before, but these are very dark colors and they're not super forgiving. So you may want to just dab, dab, dab on a tissue if you want to avoid fallout. Okay. Now I want to go into that beautiful yellowish green, mossy green color here. So what I'm going to do is use a finger because why not? I'm going to use, I think, this index finger here. Yeah, I'm not going to take it all the way. Just like almost half of the eye here. And then I'm very, very lightly just pressing it basically where the lashes are here in the center of the eye, just to make sure there's enough brightness and lightness to the look here. I'm going to use my iconic overcurl in black. If you had a dark green, like a forest green, it might work. Honestly, this is a bit more olivey, but if you are going more for like a dark forest green eyeshadow, a dark forest green mascara would work. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick to black. Okay, moving on to the Forever Skin Correct in 2WP. I love this. It's a multi-use, multi-purpose concealer, corrector, complexion product. I was talking to a subscriber in the comments about these because a lot of brands have these massive concealers and they're great. They're not amazing if you do touch-ups on the go because they're really big. I mean, it depends how big your purse is, but I like it for this purpose. If you're traveling, let's say you want to travel and you want to bring some, you know, concealer, corrector, complexion product, this is great because it does basically everything. I know this is a lot for a moment and we're actually going to let it dry. Well, not dry, but like sit on the skin, because if you let any concealer corrector sit on the skin for like 30 seconds, it covers way more. And I honestly probably used way too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a tissue because I may have to dab some of this off. But yeah, This is great for travel, maybe not on the go. It depends like how big your purse is, but if you're traveling for a bit, you could use this for a full face, which is nice, which is why it's in today's video, because I'm trying to use less products, but still get like a full face worth. So there we go. I like this shade in particular because it has a bit of peach, so it will brighten the under eye, but also for me, I just find that peach kind of, you know, it almost acts as like a primer in a way. You know how primers often end up being peach or rosy and sort of brightening? So that's why I placed it strategically, not just in the under eye, but also a little bit in the center of the face here, just to sort of awaken the whole face. Okay, actually maybe this is not too much concealer. I really thought it was going to be way too much at first, but I think it may be enough. Okay, so I have this here just in case it ends up being too much, but I think it's fine. I did in fact use just the right amount. Now I'm going back into my Backstage Powder No Powder. I don't have official news, but I am 99.9% certain that this is being reformulated. My makeup sense is just telling me this is going to be reformulated soon. It's been out for a couple of years, and this brand has just reformulated literally everything the past couple of years, so I think this is going to get a rejudge very soon. It's a really nice powder if you have dry, dehydrated, mature skin. If you have super oily skin, it's not for you, but look, I mean, I'm making a dent in here, like a lot. It's blurring, it offers a little bit of coverage. It's really light as well, so it covers without making you feel cakey or dry. And I'm really loving a concealer and powder combination recently. I just find that it makes my skin lighter and fresher, and you can still see imperfections. Who cares? It's not the end of the world. I am in fact a human being with flaws and peach fuzz. Shocking, I know. So the blush I'm going to use here is number 459 Charnel Carnal. It's a satin finish. This is the color here. It's like a beautiful beigey peach, sort of more beige. It's beautiful. So that's the blush here. I think it'll be nice because it's a beautiful color without being too pink or too orange. You know, the focus I want it to be on the eyes and like the shirt, like everything is just like so autumnal. And it's funny because I'm not always I was gonna say orange, no, a khaki green eyeshadow girl. Sometimes I find khaki shadows look too dark on me. But I think just making sure that you put the brightness here in the center and go in with a good concealer. I went in with a lot of concealer because I wanted to make sure everything was brightened. So go in with a good concealer and like a good amount. If there's too much, just have your tissue ready on the side to mop up some excess. What I would do if there was too much concealer, I would go like this, and then I would just wipe off. Like you can see the concealer here. So blend, go like this if there's too much, because sometimes I, get over eager with concealer because I'm like, yes, hide the dark circles. I'm going to add a touch more mascara here on the bottom lashes because I don't know, I'm just really feeling like a big makeup look right now. And I think because it's colder, I sort of feel more permitted, or I just feel like indulging in like heavier, darker makeup looks. I don't know what it is about cold weather. I guess I need something to look forward to, and makeup is typically one of those. So I'm taking a Q-tip here and I'm just dabbing it on the lashes here just to make sure I don't have too much on the bottom lashes, because you're going to roll your eyes here, but I have a lot of eyelashes. Yeah, tiny violin. And sometimes when I put mascara on the bottom lashes, it's too heavy, too much. So I take a Q-tip or a fingertip like this while it's still wet, and it just sort of collects a bit of mascara. It collects the excess basically, and then I'm left with just enough. For the lips, I'm going into this maximizer here. This is the shade 037. It's an intense rose color, and I have my name engraved here with a little heart. How cute is that? So it's called Intense Rose, but I'll show you the color here. It's almost like a rosewood burnished color. It's very pretty, and it is a lip gloss. It's a maximizer, so you can leave it super sheer, you can build it up. I'll start sheer at first just to see how it looks. Now we all know that the final touch in a makeup look and a beauty look is always perfume. Fragrance is the last step. So this is the Joy Eau de Parfum. This came out a couple of years ago, and it smells fresh. It's musky, powdery, floral. It just kind of smells good. It smells really good. If you like Givenchy Interdit, like the classic eau de toilette, you would like this. If you like Chanel Chance Allure, or even Chanel Chance, like the classic, you know, those just like classic, good smelling signature perfumes, the YSL Libre, that type of perfume. It has some fruit, but like it's not syrupy sweet. It has like bergamot, so it's a little bit orangey and citrusy. Just a good perfume, and I'm just gonna smell really good and look really good, and that's literally the goal of life every day. Anyway, I think this was 5, 6, 7 products, whatever. It's makeup, not tax law. It's fine. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope I gave you some inspiration on how to use up what you have at home. Delete the emails saying that that product is back in stock. You don't need it. Trust me. Trust me. Anyway, I hope it was helpful. I may go ahead and do a couple other videos like this with brands, like specific brands in mind, but if you want me to do this with like a pick and mix of combination brands, let me know in the comments. I hope you are subscribed to my channel because I do a lot of tutorials, a lot of reviews, and if you're not subscribed, you are definitely missing out on a lot of videos. I like to rehash old favorites, revisit collections, and help you use up what you already own without buying new stuff. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.